Hari Om, story time yet again. This time it's a story from Vrindavan. And who lives in Vrindavan? That's right, our blue boy of Vrindavan. He was known to be little dark, isn't it? So he's called Neela Megha Shyama. He's like dark like the clouds, like the rain clouds. And always used to be playing the flute and was naughty prankster. You all know all of that. And he always loved to put a peacock feather on his crown. Okay, so it so happened that in Vrindavan there was this poor woman. She was quite poor. She didn't have enough money, and for day to day she used to sell fruits. And it was the season of mangoes, just as it is now. Yum yum yum, isn't it? Do you all love mangoes? I love mangoes. And you all must have been eating mangoes, aren't you? This is the season, and so many varieties of mangoes are also available. So this lady also had a basket of mangoes. And it so happened that that day somehow nobody came much to the market. And she waited for some time, and she thought, if I sit like this in the sun, all my mangoes are going to become very ripe, or they might get dry. They'll become stale. So it's better I sell it somehow today only. So even though she was a little old and her basket was a bit heavy, still she put the basket on her head, and she decided that she will go from house to house selling the mangoes. She'd hold one in her hand and say, mangoes, mangoes, sweet mangoes, yellow mangoes. You want to wait for a few days? I also have green mangoes. Sweet mangoes, yummy mangoes. Please come and buy. Who wants mangoes? So she kept going from house to house, hoping that will the lady of that house open the door? Will she come out and see the mangoes? Is she going to buy the mangoes? So like this, half the day was kind of getting over, and she still had a lot of mangoes in her basket. She thought. And then she came in the same street as our Nutcut Kanhaiya. Who is this Nutcut Kanhaiya? Our naughty little Krishna. So she was coming the same road as Krishna's house. And Mother Yashoda, she had given him a bath, he had had his breakfast, everything was done, and she was busy, doing her chores, her morning work, buttermilk, benne, cooking, cleaning the house, all these activities. So she was busy. And Krishna was playing by himself outside. And then suddenly he heard this voice, and he knew, oh, this poor lady is coming, selling her yummy fruits in her fruit basket. And this is the mango season, so she must be carrying a lot of yummy mangoes. Yashodama is busy inside. Nanda Baba has gone out. They may not come out and buy from this lady, but I want to buy some from her and help her out, thought our little Krishna. He was still around 5-6 years old, and nobody will keep money where 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds can reach that money, isn't it? People keep their money safely. So Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya also had kept the gold coins and everything in somewhere it was hidden. Krishna didn't know where the money was. Then he thought, what can I give her when I buy the mangoes? But he knew where the food grains were kept. Akki, bele, the rice and dal and the pulses and everything was kept. He knew where that was kept. So he went, he took one handful of rice and some dal. That is bele. Yellow color, green color, you have the dal. So he took one. How big are Krishna's hands now? He's only, let's say, maximum 6 years old. Kutti hand, isn't it? In that kutti hand, he took a kutti amount of rice and bele, rice and dal. And he started walking from that storeroom where they've kept all the grains. And he walked in a small hejje, right? Jan, 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 jan. It was jingling as he walked. And he was seeing, from these tiny holes of his hand, from between his fingers, the grain was falling away. He didn't know what to do. Then he walked a little fast. And he reached the door. Correctly as he reached the door, this poor old woman was also walking correctly in front of his house. And she saw that this little boy was standing outside with some grains in his hand. And she was attracted by his sweet, innocent smile on his face. And you know something? The word Krishna comes from a Sanskrit verb called karshayati, meaning attracts. So Krishna was such that whoever saw him, somehow they would get attracted to him. And this woman also got attracted to this naughty little Krishna who was walking with some grains in his hand, and half the grains had already fallen out. She looked at him, and then he made one sad face. Hardly any grains left in his hand. He looked at that poor woman, and again he looked at his hand, and he didn't know what to do. The poor woman smiled, and she said, "You give me the grains." And then hardly anything was there. He gave whatever was in his hand. And in those kutti hands, she managed to fit as many fruits. Whatever was in her basket, she emptied onto his kutti hands. And she kept it so carefully that none of the fruits were going to fall. Beautifully she arranged, and she looked at him. Oh, she was so mesmerized by that sweet smile on his face. And he also really smiled very sweetly at that woman. And she carefully put those grains in her basket, which is now empty. She covered it with the cloth, and all the fruits were over. So she decided that she will go home. Whatever she has got for the day, she will manage her day. So she went back home. Krishna kept smiling, and he took all those yummy fruits and he went inside. Careful, Jan. Nothing should fall, right? He was very, very careful. Held it close to his chest. And he went and kept it in the kitchen. And meanwhile, this old woman had reached home. She reached home and kept her basket, removed the cloth to see what all she got for the day. Oh, guess what she found? She was so shocked. She looked at the basket. She said, "Oh my God, that little kid gave me just a few grains. What happened to those grains?" And magic had happened. The grains had turned into precious gems. There were pearls, beautiful big pearls. There were rubies. There were emeralds. There were diamonds. The old woman stood stunned and shocked. Tears were flowing down her eyes, and she closed her eyes and thanked God with so much devotion. And she said, "You came in the form of that little boy, and you've made my day. Thank you, Bhagwan. Thank you so much." Little did she know that Bhagwan has come there as that little boy to stay there for a long time. It's not that he appeared only as a little boy for her, but this is how she saw him. And from that day on, she never had trouble selling her fruits. And this is what happens, when we also give Bhagwan something with a lot of devotion, with a lot of love. Now that old woman probably didn't have so much devotion for this little boy because she didn't know that he was God. But she had lots of love, and she was not greedy. She didn't say, what can this little boy give me for this yummy nice fruits that I have? She didn't say that and walk away. She stood there, and even though he gave just a few grains, she was so loving that she gave her yummy fruits to that little boy. Of course, that little boy was none other than Bhagwan Vishnu himself, who had taken birth as our little nutcut Kanhaiya Krishna. So every day, whatever we offer, let us offer with a lot of love, even if it is one flower, one leaf, just some water. Maybe Krishna is thirsty, who knows? In Bhagavad Gita, there's a beautiful shloka which says, Patram, leaf, Pushpam, flower, Phalam, fruit, Toyam, water, Yo me bhaktya prayachati. The one who gives it to me with a lot of bhakti, with a lot of love. Tad aham bhaktyupahritam ashnami priyatatmanaham. I receive that love which is being offered. Because when we offer fruits or flowers, does Krishna take it away? The fruit is still there, isn't it? We take it back as prasadam, isn't it? The flowers that you offer to Bhagwan, next morning what do you do with it? It would have dried away and you will throw it out, isn't it? But does that mean that Bhagwan didn't even take what we offered? No, no, no. Bhagwan took the love with which we had offered, and that is all that he wants. So whatever you give, how should you give? Bhaktya, directly from your heart. Touch it to your heart, because who lives here? Bhagwan lives here, isn't it? That's why we tell our pledge also with the hand on the chest, on our heart, because this is the special place where Bhagwan lives, right? So from here on, whatever we offer, we touch it here and then offer to Bhagwan. Alright, I'm sure you all enjoyed the story. Till we meet again for another story. Hari Om everyone, enjoy yourselves.